Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of Weight Loss 360 with Boots Online Doctor. This is the place where our experts get myth-busting and answer the questions everyone wants to know. I'm Helen Thorne, I'm a comedian and podcaster, and today I am joined by the fabulous Dr. Sam Welapilli, our resident holistic weight loss expert, and we will be talking all about taking a holiday from your weight loss journey. Is it okay? Can it in fact be helpful, Dr. Sam? Let's find out.
It's a great question, and I think it's something that we have to be very real about. And, in this bonus episode, we just want to get down to the advantages and disadvantages of taking a sort of mini break during our long-term weight loss journey, that we really want to be aiming towards that long-term sustained weight loss, yes, but also better health, better energy levels, better mood, all those other parameters as well. Because we know we're talking about 360 weight loss, but the 360 is the holistic part, and it's all of the things that we want to improve as we lose weight, not just being obsessed with what is on the scale, of course. So let's talk about the advantages of taking a little break. So what I would really want to bring into focus is, if we are going to take a little break from our weight loss journey, we want to do that and approach it really mindfully. And what can be an advantage is that being super focused and disciplined, it can be tedious in the long term.
It's exhausting.
It can take that focus and mental energy. So we do appreciate that. Taking a little break can offer a chance to reflect, review, really look at where you've come to. So I would say that taking a break, taking a conscious, mindful break from the strictness of the changes that you brought in, not that we want you to be hard on yourself or restrictive, but you have made some changes, and that sometimes that can feel a little bit uncomfortable and takes a little while for those to bed in. So I would say, if you are thinking of taking a break from those changes, to wait till you've got a few things under your belt. So you've made some changes that are really sticking. So you've really made headway, you've hit a stride, but maybe you've got a girly weekend coming up, maybe you've got a wedding or a birthday or something, and you're kind of like, you know what, this would be a good weekend to just let loose a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, because things like Christmases, Easter,
absolutely,
they're the joy of life.
And we love food. We love celebrating.
We're like, how can I add protein to this Christmas cake? More nuts, please.
Can I put some turkey on there?
Yes, exactly. And I think that's right. And for sustainable weight loss or sustainable sort of lifestyle choices, it has to work for you.
Totally.
And I think sometimes and I know what I was like in the beginning, it is good to not be rigid, but, have focus, saying I'm cutting a few things out, I'm adding extra sleep and extra exercise. But let's be realistic. A girly weekend, as you said, is a thing of joy.
Totally.
And it's a beautiful
thing.
And
joy is great. We want you to feel joy. We want you to have enjoy those celebrations, but also not let go of that feeling that you are dedicating yourself to making these improvements in the long run, but able to still enjoy with your family and your loved ones.
Yep, get back on the horse.
and just know that you are going to get back on the horse and be committed to that, which is why this is a mindful break. So knowing that you are going to come back to the changes that you've made, but it's also an opportunity, because perhaps on this break, you might notice that you make different choices. It's a good time to reflect on that and notice, wow, maybe my taste buds have changed a little bit because I'm not going for the same stuff I would have before. Do you see what I mean? Is that what was like for you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think especially when I was on my sort of weight loss path, when I had like the girly weekends or the, time out, birthdays or whatever, I missed waking up feeling good. Sometimes it's good not to test yourself. I don't want to put it in a negative or frame it that way. But I was just more conscious about what I was putting in my body, how much sleep I was getting, how I missed exercise. And as you say, it's good to take stock about how far you've come.
Yeah.
And where you've got to. And I think enjoy the cake, enjoy the party, have that glass of champagne.
Exactly.
You go, I'm getting back into my sort of healthier choices afterwards. But it's not a failure. In fact, it's like a bonus. You sort of earned time out from it. It's really important, and that you are making this choice for life.
Yeah, definitely. So coming back to your focused lifestyle doesn't feel like a chore, because actually you notice how you feel different. And I would really encourage you, if you're taking that a little bit of time out, to notice how you feel actually when you might be indulging more in things that you wouldn't usually, but you are because it's a special weekend or what have you. And then notice how you feel. Again, that embodied sense of how do I feel now compared to how I feel when I've made those changes, those little adaptations. And I think you will be, well, I know that you will be surprised and feeling the difference in those states.
Yeah, and especially around holidays as well. Like if you're going to Italy or if you're going anywhere, or like I was in Cornwall recently, I was like, I'm not going to miss out on scones and pasties and chips. That's the joy of life.
Totally.
But I knew that when I got back from there, I would be back making slightly more protein and rich leafy green choices. But I feel good for that. I don't want to overthink things when I'm on holiday going, I won't share fish and chips on the beach with my kids. That's important to do that as well.
Yeah. And I would also point out that you have been on your journey for a long time and you're quite far down the road now. You're at a really healthy weight, super healthy and fit and active and all of that. So I think when I mentioned making sure that you're in a good place when you have the sort of break that is a bit extended for a holiday, or just being a little bit cautious around maybe some holidays, you have a sort of buffet and every dessert and and just, it doesn't mean that you can't go on those trips. It just means that take that pause before you make a choice and noticing what you find delicious, really mindfully eating the food that you're enjoying. And maybe you'll notice that your portion sizes will be smaller. Maybe what you eat is smaller, but you're still enjoying that delicious thing. And it's going to be a bit more of an indulgence to know that you're actually pretty stable in the changes that you've made, because I think the slight risk could be if you go very early in your journey, then those habits haven't had a chance to embed very much. So I think just make sure you've given yourself a good sort of 4 to 6 weeks before you think about that mindful break for an extended period.
Also, top tip, do not weigh yourself immediately after you come back, like on the Sunday night after you've been away. Just as a top tip, it can be very demoralising.
You don't want to
give
get
yourself a couple of days.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing experience from when I was early on in my weight loss journey, and I'd be like, I spent so long losing those couple of pounds, and then I quickly put it back on over a weekend, that it's okay. Just tomorrow's a new day. But you don't want to then reflect back on the break and feel regret.
Yes.
Just enjoy it.
Exactly.
Be in the moment. Don't think about the scales in 2 days' time.
Yeah. And we know mindfully that this is a temporary state that we're going on. We're talking about the advantages of taking the break. There are some disadvantages, of course. We've alluded to some of those. The risk of perhaps losing momentum from making good progress, and it can maybe affect our motivation or discipline. Again, I would say come back to your why. Why are you on this journey in the first place? What are you trying to change? What changes do you want to see in yourself? What do you want to achieve? What are your goals? Really coming back to basics if you feel that is wobbling a little bit. Of course, there could be the potential weight gain that you mentioned. If it's a short break, there shouldn't really be an enormous change. I would really say that if you're going to take a break that is more than like an evening, to plan it and to kind of have some ideas in your head of what is going to happen over this weekend, because we really want to support you not returning or reverting to old habits that have got you to a place where you want to make a change. And also, if you think about it, like you were saying, Helen, if you do gain a little bit of weight, 1 or 2 pounds, are you ready for that? Are you ready to see that? Are you going to be able to shrug that off and just refocus? What we really would not want for you is for this to, derail your whole journey. We really wouldn't want that for you, which is why the conscious plan it a little bit, have it in your mind, ask yourself these questions and make sure that you're honest with yourself and you know yourself and you've got a few milestones under your belt and that you can be confident and really enjoy and not be anxious about it. We want you to enjoy and let your hair down, but also have some mindfulness around it. Does that sound possible, Helen?
I think it does. And I think it's really reassuring, because I think sometimes it can just feel very overwhelming. You're thinking, I've got to have protein with this meal and I'm not having sugar in this, and you feel like you're saying no a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and we don't want that. That's hard.
No,
that's hard for anyone to hear. No one wants to be told, no. There's a wall around you and you can only walk down this path. That's not how we want you to feel.
Or you're at a work conference and you don't want to be the tricky one saying, no, I can't have the pasta or I can't have this or whatever. I think there's times where you can just let loose a little bit and it's not going to derail you in the long term. And I think that's what we have to stay focused on.
Exactly.
The long-term results.
As long as you accept that, okay, anything is allowed this weekend in terms of our consumption. Okay, understand that taking that break could extend the overall time it takes to reach your goals. But we can accept that. That's okay, because this is a long-term plan. This isn't a quick fix. We know that there will be mini goals along the way, but the overall goal is some way down the line. But knowing all of these things, I think going into it, having that awareness, and I think that seems to be a part of your journey, right? Having that awareness.
And also I would say things like that helped me was planning ahead the following week, knowing that if I was going away for the weekend or had a wedding or whatever, that I'd stock the fridge full of vegetables and chicken and fish. So I was coming back to the food that, that was, So things like that, there can be little tricks. And going, I'm going to try a new recipe after I have this holiday or whatever. So little things that you can look forward to or little goals to get you back on track when you come back from that holiday. And I do like that you call it a holiday. It's not a failure. Frame it really positively. It's a reward for,
maybe think about some of the fasting patterns that we talked about, the time-restricted eating or something like that could be helpful in the following weeks. We've got a whole episode on that, so you can listen to that to find out more. It can be done in a really nice way that helps with your kind of evolution, the way that you're changing, because you will be changing as you're making these little small habit changes, making different swaps in what you're eating, maybe introducing more movement. You will be feeling different, even though you might be like, I need this holiday, I need this wedding to just party and enjoy and celebrate and not worry about all of this stuff. See how your body feels. I think it's a really key thing, and it could be a really important thing for you to learn from, because it's your own lived experience.
Excellent. So you can have a holiday and use it to reflect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again, Dr. Sam. What a great relief for us all. Excellent. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Weight Loss 360 is a fresh air production with Boots Online Doctor. The producer is Ollie Seymour.
Although this is the official end to our first series, don't despair, as we actually have an additional bonus episode coming your way next week. Dr. Andrew Verma will be joining me once more to discuss the GLP-1 medicines. That's weight loss injections to you and me. What are they? How do they work? Who are they for? And what are the side effects? Tune in again next week to find out.
Make sure you check out Boots Online Doctor Weight Loss Service for a whole load of other amazing advice and free resources, including a weekly live webinar where our experts can answer your questions. The information shared here is evidence-based to help you achieve and maintain weight loss. However, if you have any health concerns or questions, please consult your GP before making any changes to your diet or lifestyle. Remember, every small change is a big step towards a healthier, happier you.